Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're continuing this topic of reproductive system in flowers under sexual reproduction. And today we're talking about the structures of some common flowers. So the flower we'll be starting with is the rattlebox. Now the rattlebox, the scientific name is Crotalaria retusa. It is a short dicotyledonous shrub, and it bears its inflorescence. Remember we said inflorescence is like groups of flowers, and it bears its inflorescence at the ends of branches. So it's a short dicotyledonous shrub that has its inflorescence at the end of the branches. It has inflorescence at the ends of its branches, and each bisexual flower is butterfly shaped. Now each of the flowers is bisexual and it is shaped like butterflies, and that's typical of plants found in the bean family. The flower is shaped like a butterfly and it is a complete flower. It's a complete flower and it is also zygomorphic. We talked about complete flowers in one of our previous videos where we talked about flowers having all the walls present. So it has all these walls present, and we said it is zygomorphic, and that means it is bilaterally symmetrical. Now let's go to another flower, or the flower of another plant. Next one we're talking about is the maize, or the maize plant, and the scientific name for maize is Z. maize. Now maize is an annual plant belonging to the grass family. Now it's an annual plant belonging to the grass family. Now it is monoecious, and it has terminal male inflorescences and axillary female inflorescences. We said terminal inflorescences are usually at the ends of branches or stems, while axillary inflorescences are usually found on the axils of the leaves. So it is monoecious. There's terminal male inflorescences and axillary male inflorescences, which are called the cobs. Now the flowers of maize are unisexual, they are incomplete, and they are zygomorphic. They are unisexual because we have separate flowers for each sex. Then the flowers are incomplete, not all walls are present, and they are zygomorphic because they are bilaterally symmetrical. Now let's talk about the male inflorescence of the maize. Now the male inflorescence of the maize plant is a branch structure, and it has flower groups called spikelets. Now these spikelets are arranged along the branches. Now the spikelets are in pairs, one stalked and the other not stalked. So we have stalked spikelets and we have non-stalked spikelets in the male inflorescence of the maize plant. Now each spikelet is enclosed within glumes, called it glumes, and this each of these spikelets contains 2 male flowers each. Now each male flower then is in turn enclosed by membranous bracts called palli. So we have each male flower enclosed by membranous bracts called palli, and the male flower has only 3 stamens. Each male flower has 3 stamens. Now let's talk about the female inflorescence of the maize plant. Now the female inflorescence is wrapped in spathes. Now the spikelets of the female plant are arranged in rows or a fleshy inflorescence stalk. Now each spikelet is enclosed within glumes and palli like the maize, like the male inflorescence, and contains a fertile female flower and a sterile female flower. Now the fertile female flower, we said it has two female flowers, the fertile and the sterile. Now the fertile female flower has a monocarpous pistil, and this monocarpous pistil is made up of an ovary with a single ovule. That is basal placentation. So each monocarpous pistil has an ovary with a single ovule, and that type of arrangement is a basal placentation. And it also has a long, flexible style, which is the stalk, with a feathery upper portion that is stigmatic. It has a long, flexible style with a feathery upper portion, and the upper portion that looks like feathers, and it is stigmatic. So that is that about the maize plants for both the male inflorescence and the female inflorescence. Let's move on to another plant, the pawpaw. Now let's talk about the pawpaw, the structure of the flowers of pawpaw. Now pawpaw, which is known scientifically as Carica papaya, is a small dicotyledonous tree with a soft stem. Now the flowers of pawpaw are usually unisexual and dioecious, which means that we have the male and the female flowers born on separate trees. We have male flowers, we have a tree for the male flower, and we have the tree for the female flowers. Now, however, we have some times where the female tree bearing male flowers also. So we could have some situations where the female tree also bears male flowers.